தானே கால் பண்ணேன்.
ம்.
ஆயுத் கால் பண்ணி எனக்கு பேசினா இந்த யூனிஃபார்ம் செட் உண்டு
Right. Good evening, all. Silo Dharama, Sadharan Piliganna. Right. Good evening. Welcome. We welcome you all for our Power BI session hosted by QBItz Private Limited. And my name is Asank Kadrishan Senarat, and I'll be your lecturer throughout the session. So, before we get started, I'll tell you what are going to be our agenda for today. Right. So, I'll start with the presentation. Can someone confirm me if you can see my screen? Can someone let me know if you can see my screen, please?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Saflan. Right. So I think you might have heard this word Power BI, business intelligence, data analytics. It's been a buzzword throughout the business world, right? And also in the professional world, right? So what could be the reason that this word, the Power BI or the business intelligence, suddenly come to like one of the most demanding set of a skill? Let's dive into that, and after that we'll learn about what is Power BI. Right. So before all of that, let me just give you a little brief about myself. My name is Asanka Deshansanarat, as I told you earlier. So current right now, I'm working in one of the most reputed BPO company in Sri Lanka as a business intelligence and process excellence manager. And in terms of academics, I have completed my MSc in business analytics, and I have my first degree in business management. And I have completed HND, which is finance special one. And I have a diploma in industrial engineering, and I'm a certified Lean Six Sigma black belt. And also I'm a Microsoft certified Power BI and a Power Platform professional. Also, it's been like 2 years. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer as well. So altogether, I have more than 11 years experience in manufacturing, service, and business intelligence on all these three domains. So you will have my contact number. You'll get these documents later on. And you have my contact number, and you can contact me through my contact number. I'll be free in the morning actually because of my shift, right? You can call me anywhere between like 9 a.m. to like 1 p.m. I'm free. You can call me anytime. And also, you can contact me via email, or you can just ping me on my LinkedIn, right? So these are the places you can contact me. If you have any concern about the course, or if you have concern about what is BI, or if you are concerned about Power BI, you can contact me directly through these contact details. Okay. So this is going to be our agenda today. So first of all, before we go into Power BI, we should learn what is business intelligence, right? As I told you, BI became suddenly like this buzzword, and so there's a huge demand for this skill set. Let's see why this is in a huge demand and why suddenly it's been like less than 10 years, right? Before like 10 years, whoever has started career, like the time that I have started my experiences, in those days we did not have a career called business intelligence specialist or a data scientist or a business analyst. So why suddenly this word become relevant, right? So let's deep into that. Let's talk about a little bit about that, and after that we can go to Power BI. And after that only I'll teach you about the course content, because you should have some good understanding about the this technical terms to understand the course content. So that's why I'll be teaching about the business intelligence first, and I'll go to the Power BI second. And after that, I'll take you through what is our course content is going to be, right? And after that, we'll go to the concept of Power ecosystem. Most of the people think that Power BI is just a one software, but it is actually a combination of multiple platforms, right? There's something called Power Query, there's something called Power Pivot, there's something called Power Visual, Power BI Service, and there's something called on-premises data gateway, right? All these things combine and make a Power ecosystem. That's how we develop our dashboard. So let's discuss about that later on, and also we'll do a hands-on today. And after that, we can have a quick Q&A session after that, right? So even though if you are not planning to join, please stay with the session today, because I'll make sure that you will get something at the end of the session today also, right? So be with the session until the end, because you'll get something at the end of the session. And my apologies, I'm a little bit sick today. I might cough in between, so my apologies on that before start the session, right? Okay, so let's understand what are we going to offer you as a company, right? The first thing is you will have this comprehensive training, so you don't need to have any experience at all about Power BI or any BI. right? So we'll be teaching you from the sketch, what are the, even though you are a complete beginner, you will get step by step, we'll develop you up to a master's level, right? So you'll have a comprehensive training. I'll, get you to the course content later on. And also, there'll be one more advantage for you, those who are joined to our session. If there's someone who has worked with Power BI a little bit might know this. To work in Power BI, we don't need a license, but if you want to publish your report, right? If you want to publish your report to someone else or share with someone else, and to use the maximum potential of Power BI, you're going to need a Power BI license, right? So there are three kind of license actually. There's something called pre-license, there's something called pro license, there's something called premium license, right? So free license is something you can get it for free, but even to get it free, you're gonna need a professional email address, right? You can't do it with you can't develop your dashboard. You can't create your Power BI license with Gmail or Ymail. You're gonna need a professional email address to make a pre-email address as well, pre Power BI account as well. But there's another level of licensing called Power BI Pro license, which is cost around $10 per month, right? You'll get a lot of benefit. There'll be like machine learning. You can integrate machine learning algorithms there. You can share with someone, and you can refresh your dashboard 8 times a day. Like there'll be like multiple advantages whoever using Power BI Pro account, right? So whoever joined to this our session, whoever is planning to join to our session, will be given you a Power BI Pro account, which will be cost around $10 per month for entire 6 months of time, right? You will have 6 months of time to work with this, and you can learn all these things. What are the concept of Power BI? Use this Pro account. This is not only for Power BI. We're going to give you a Microsoft Office 365 Pro account. There will be get Power BI, Power App, SharePoint, Planner, OneDrive, 1 TB OneDrive, right? You will get an email address and all these things. Premium Microsoft Office package. All these things will be get for you for free, right? For 6 months of period of time, you'll get a free Power BI Pro account, right? And also you'll get a digital credential verified by Credly. So whoever in tech industry might know this, right? These days, printed certificate is not more relevant anymore, right? So most of the companies, most of the like high-end companies, they are fact checking your skills, right, via digital credentials, right? There are a lot of companies who issue digital credentials, but there's only two companies who are widely recognized in the world, right? One is a company called Badger, another one is a company called Credly, right? Even out of these two, the number one company who is issuing digital credentials are Credly, right? So digital credential is something like a badge, okay? So I'll show you with an example. So I'll go to my LinkedIn profile and show you what is this actually these things is actually. So I'll quickly go to my LinkedIn. Sorry. I quickly show you one of my student. So Mango was a student who has done our Power BI certification sometimes back, right? Our course sometimes back. So yeah. So here shared is, yeah, you can see this is how once you shared your credentials, this is how it's going to look like. You can share your credentials with any place, right? You can share it with your LinkedIn, you can add it to your printed CV, or like you can add it to your, if you have a blog or something, you can add this. So this one, you see the power, this is actually for essential, but you will get for advanced level, right? So I'll show you the essential first, right? So whoever has, you can see this badge is issued by Credly, right? Credly is a platform, right? I'll show you what is Credly is first, right? Credly is a platform powered by Pearson, right? Pearson, you might have heard that, sometimes back we had this Pearson exams, right? Like O level levels, so we have Pearson exams. It's a learning institute, right? So Credly is a subsidiary of that one. So Credly is a platform which issue digital badges, right? It is issuing badges, right? Right now, the most high-end client, they have a lot of high-end clients. Like you can see, like they have Adobe, Dell, Johnson Control, IBM, AWS certifications, and also like Microsoft certifications. All these things are issued by Credly, right? All these high-end clients issue their badges through Credly, right? So this is how a Credly badge looks like. It is showing you that what are the things that you have learned in this badge, and what are the things that you have need to earn this criteria, what are the standard of this one, and someone can come and verify whether this is actual one, right? When you come and verify, it will show you this is a real badge which is uh, in the market, right? So like this, you will have this digital credential. The benefit of a digital credential is, that these days a lot of companies hire through platforms like LinkedIn or some websites, right? So what happen is, if you have a badge like this in Power BI, so it's basically added to your profile, right? So when someone get to this badge, what happen is it will automatically get added to your LinkedIn profile, right? So what happened is, when you add this badge to when you add this badge to your profile, what happened is, when someone, let's say a recruiter trying to recruit someone who is skilled in Power BI, when they do the searching, you'll be come to the top to know about the search engine optimization. You'll be on the top of the list about the Power BI professionals, right? So you will get these benefits of having a digital credential, and these these days, like, there's a demand that these are more secured and more reliable than printed certificate as well, right? And not only a digital credential, you will also get a certification as well. Upon completion of the assignment, you will get a certification as well, right? So don't worry, like, we'll provide you both, right? You get the digital credential and you get a certification. As well as, if you are planning to, after this course, if you are planning to get a Microsoft certification, right? There's a certification issued by Microsoft called Microsoft PL300. So Microsoft PL300 is the most demand, or the most recognized Microsoft license at the moment. Right? The reason being is, it's obviously issued by Microsoft. The Microsoft is assuring you that you have this license, you have these capabilities, right? So this license is called Microsoft PL300, which is actually verify, and it's give you an assessment, and it's validating that you have the Power BI skill. And what we'll do is, throughout this session, we'll give you all the things that you need to accomplish, achieve the Microsoft license of PL300, right? And also, whoever join our session will get free project consultation if you are planning to do your office project, or if you are planning to do your company, university project, or whatsoever. You can always contact us. You can get a consultation from us for free, right? So these are the things that we will offer you as a company, right? And right here, you will see some of the dashboard our previous students has developed, right? So there are some static images here, and I'll show you some live demonstration as well with one, right? So yeah, these are some of the dashboard our student has created earlier on, right? So you can see, this is last batch assignment was creating a dashboard about T20 World Cup 2024. But you can see a dashboard one of our student has created, right? So you can see who scores most 50s, who are the best runners, betting average, boundaries. This is about betting. And about the bowling record, you'll see bowling record about all, right? You can see, if you can filter to Sri Lanka if you want. If you want for, let's say, England, to show you the bowling record of England. If you filter Sri Lanka, right, you will see everything. Right? If there are some tricks that we use, like this is called the tooltip, right? We can see all the details about the players as well, right? Other records, right? Team records, standings, the matches as well, right? So this is the one dashboard, and there's another dashboard as well. I quickly show you that one as well about T20. There's another dashboard created about T20 World Cup. Yeah, this is another one. So this is another dashboard created by one of our students. Here also they have created a nice dashboard for T20 World Cup for result, like result posts, like records, like about teams that they have created a nice dashboard. Right? And there are plenty of other dashboard as well. Like, I'll quickly show you like one or two more, right? So this is another assignment we have given to create a dashboard about a KPI dashboard about a retail company. So here we have given some data for this one actually. So he has created a dashboard about Walmart, right? About sales analytics. For sales analytics, you can see how are the trends and how are the sales, how are the subcategories, how was the region-wise sales, how was the segments. All these things are here, right? Payment analysis, whatever you want, be there. Right? I'll show another one, profit forecasting, right? He's forecasting how is the profit would be on the next like 1 week, right? How is the profit would be? He's breaking that down, right? So this is one thing, and we have plenty more actually. I can show you. I'll just show you like one or two more actually, and I'll go to the PowerPoint after that. And this is another set of data, right? So this is a dashboard created by a doctor who has joined our session, right? Dr. Ravi, right now he's in, I think, he's in Canada, I guess. Yeah, he's in Canada these days. So he has developed a dashboard about HIV data in the world, right? So this is something he has created, right? So this is not only for like professional, like we have even doctors, engineers, and even the government servants are we has joined our session, right? About whoever interested to learn Power BI has joined our session and gone through all these things, right? And I show one more interesting one, which was about this. This is a dashboard created for Indian Express. Right. So he has done analysis about how the Indian Express works, right? Suppliers, ER analysis, PO analysis, all the things has been done through Power BI. Right? There are plenty more. If you, someone is, someone wanted more information, I can share this dashboard with them. And just to make you interest, I showed you this one. Like we have a lot of these dashboard like this. And yeah. So whoever all the students has joined our session, they give us like 5 out of 5 rating, right? There are some few testimonials here. But actually, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see more than like 100 recommendations given. Like I'm just showing, not posting about myself, but you can just go to my LinkedIn profile and see all the recommendations given by our previous students, right? About how happy they are. Right? There are even students who has been in other industries, but they have moved to business intelligence after this course, right? So if there's someone who is right now in finance industry and they are planning to move to like business analytics, so this is the great way to begin, right? So all these are actually our former students who has given like about like, recommendations and testimonials about our previous sessions that we have held, right? You can go through all these things, like there are more than like 160 something, right? You can, when you have free time, if you are like still doubting about joining the course, you can go to these students and you can just reach out to them via LinkedIn and check whether this is actually a course or not, right? All right. That's a little bit about myself. Sorry if I was boasting a little bit, right? So after that, let's discuss about, before we go to BI, let's discuss about what is decision making, right? So throughout our life, we are making decisions, right? So what is actual decision making? So decision making can be defined as the process of making a choice out of multiple choices, right? The process of making a choice out of multiple options, right? So we'll make daily we are doing our personal decisions, right? Yeah, sometimes we are deciding what to wear, what to eat, where to go on holiday. Like we have like daily this, yeah, daily we are making these personal decisions, right? Similarly, even companies make this kind of decision, right? Things such as is it worth to open new branch in a company? What product should we improve? What is the most sold product, right? What are the region with the highest sales? We even companies make such decisions. So how was the traditional BI? How was the traditional decision making works, right? So let me tell you with an example. So actually, back in 2011, when I was starting my career, I started in apparel company. I don't want to say the name here. So in that company, it was not a big company. It was like not a small one, like a moderate level company. So in this company, they manufacture T-shirts, right? So what happened was, whenever a T-shirt comes, they put to the production line and they manufacture T-shirt, right? So you won't believe that at that company, there was a consultant who was around like that time, he was around 70 years old. He was a consultant of the company, right? So whenever whenever a new T-shirt comes for a production, what this consultant does is he just take the T-shirt to his hand, just look at the T-shirt here and there like for 5 minutes, and he says that this T-shirt should produce in the production line one. The supervisor should be, let's say, Amal. Amal should be the supervisor. Kamal should be the mechanic, right? And we should put these operators for this operation. Like he's telling those things, right? But I'm not criticizing him because 95% of the time the decisions he has taken is correct. And they were not wrong. But the problem was he was taking those decisions based on his experience. So he's just a gut feeling. He's assuming that because of my experience, it will work, right? Just a gut feeling. But the thing is, we can't rely on persons anymore, right? These companies can't rely on persons anymore. Therefore, we have to rely on data now. We can't just make a decision based on gut feeling or like experience that we had on the past. So we have to make a decision based on data, right? That's why the traditional decision making has shifted from traditional DBI to business intelligence, right? So I'm telling that we can make decision through data. So do we actually have data? Let's see that one. Right here, you see a photo which was taken from a research done by a company called Gartner. So they have done a research on research called Data Never Sleeps, right? So in this research, they have identified that in Facebook, in 1 minute, this much of things are happening, right? You can see more than 500 new accounts are being added, more than 11,700 are made by Facebook content creators, around almost 3.3 million items are being shared, more than 13,888 people installing Facebook to their mobile, and new 100,000 friend requests are being sent, and messages 150,000 are being sent, and 416 people to hack into Facebook, like hack into account, and more than 3.1 million likes are being posted. 50 million see Facebook but does not do anything. For 1 minute, 321 worth of data are being streamed to Facebook, just in Facebook, right? Imagine when you go to other platforms, right? So there are platforms like YouTube, there are platforms like TikTok, Teams, Zoom, right? There are multiple platforms, right? If I tell you how big this data was in 2010, 2010, the entire data world volume was, just give me a second. The entire data world was just 2 zettabyte, sorry, 2 zettabyte. So in 2011, it became 11 zettabyte, 2016, 16.5, 9, 12.5, 15.5, like this. You can see how this data grows, right? So you can see just a little pattern of this data grow, right? If you have worked with the statistic, or like if you know about how this graphs works, right? So we can actually give an we can actually give an formula for a graph. Like there are two kind of graphs, formulas. There are two ways to plot a data on a graph. The first way is called a linear growth. There are two ways of growing in data. First way is called linear growth. Other one is called exponential growth, right? You can see obviously the data is a exponential growth, right? Data does not have a linear growth. It's not growing on a straight line, right? You can see it's, time by time it is growing rapidly, right? This kind of growth is called. So if there's someone who want to ask a question, you can just unmute yourself and ask, because sometimes I might not see the chat. Yeah, sometimes I might not see the chat, so therefore you can just unmute yourself and ask the question if you have any. But right, you can see the data was not grown linear. Linear means like when x is 1, x is 1, this is 2, this is 2, this is 4, like that. This kind of growth is called linear growth. If this is 4, this is 6, but data has gone on exponential rate. So this formula for the exponential growth graph is called y equal fx. squared, right? So this is the growth formula that we can given for a growth, right? So it's like exponential growth is something like you see in the beginning you see only a small growth, right? But with the time, the data growth is unpredictable, right? That's what kind of a growth is called exponential growth. So have you ever heard about the story of the chessboard, right? In India, the chessboard was discovered in India, right? So the king at that time, he was very impressed of the sport, and he invited the inventor uh, who has actually developed the chess game, right? He was a mathematician, and the king said, "Ask whatever you want, I'll give it to you." So the mathematician think a bit, and he said, "My lord, I need 1 grain of rice for my first box. Right? First box in my chessboard. I just need a 1 grain of rice, right? So for my second uh, box, I need two. Third box, I need four. Like that, I need grains of rice for each of my box, right? So the governor also, the king also a little bit impressed, what kind of a stupid uh, gift that he was asked for, right? Then he said, okay, I'll give you that, right? And tomorrow, the the advisors of the king comes and say, we can't even collect the entire rice from the entire world, and we can't even give it to them, right? Even though we collect all the rice from the entire world, we can't give it to them. Okay? I'll show it to you, right? So there's actually VFX drawing VXF video that I have found on YouTube. Just give me a second. I'll quickly show it to you how impressive is this exponential growth, right? So give me a second. It should be here. Yeah. Okay. I show it to you. Just give me a second. Okay, I'll share you a video. You see how impressive is this exponential growth is, right? See? Okay, so I just want to show you, how impressive this exponential growth is. You can see the last pile of rice was bigger than the Mount Everest, right? Similarly, data was also growing in exponential rate, right? So what are the reason the data is going on exponential rate? So you can see the reason in these two images. The first image on the left side is a hard drive, 5 megabyte hard drive, which was shipped by IBM in 1956. On the right side, we have a SD card, which was manufactured in 2022, right? You can while you look at this, you can see three things, actually four things, right? First thing is you can see the volume of the data of the device has been increased exponentially throughout the time. That's number one. Number two is the size of the device has been reduced, right? Number three is the cost. Right? In 1956, the cost of making a hard drive like this would be millions of dollars. But now, just like 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, right? You can get it like almost very cheap price, right? Data storages can be purchased at a cheap level. The fourth reason for the growth of data is in 1956, there were huge technology involvement has to be needed to create one hard drive, right? There needed to be having a lot of electronic engineers. There should be mechanical engineers. There should be computer scientists. A lot of people get together and create this dash. The effort was high that time, but now they just manufactured by machines, right? You don't need any human. You just need to put some raw material and it will print away it's actually print in the SD cards, right? So that's the reasons the data is growing at exponential rate. Number one, the storage. Number two, the size. Number four, number three is the price. Number four is the effort, right? So you can see the reason why data was grown at exponential rate. To tell you how big this exponential growth is, in the last 10 minutes that we have spoken, we have created data more than from prehistoric time up until 2003. That's how big data was generated throughout the time, right? So there's even a saying that data is the new oil, right? You might have heard that in 19th century when people discover gold, sorry, when people discover oil at that time, they said uh, oil is the black gold. They said that they said that oil will be the next gold. Right now, we are saying data is going to be the next oil, new oil, right? At that time, we equalize gold to oil. Now we are equalizing data to oil, right? That means A equal B, B equal C. We can even say data is equal to gold as well, right? So that's how important data is right now. You can just see, like, if you like search for like top 10 companies, like at least 6, 7 out of them are data related companies, right? If you say Alphabet, like if you say Apple, if you say Microsoft, if you say Nvidia, all these things are data related companies, right? Only like there'll be few on oil, right? They have this Shell, British Petroleum, I think, I'm not sure they have it right now. They have only few companies which is on right, date, oil and other fields, right? They have all one. There are few more only, right? That's how the data has become a significant impact for the human, like technology and the business world, right? Okay, there's a nice quote that I have seen on the internet. This was done by Mr. Ronald H. Coase. He was a Nobel Prize winner on economy, right? Once he has said that if you torture the data long enough, it will confess to anything. What does that mean? If you keep asking the data again and again, it will tell you anything. For an example, let's say if you have a sales data, right? You have a sales data. On the first level of analysis, you can get how much was the quantity, right? How much was the sales, right? All this data can be done very easily, right? After that, you do a further analysis and you are checking my top 10 products, right? Top 10 products. We are doing another level of analysis. And you can do another level of analysis. You can see how was my year-over-year growth, right? You are not stopping there, right? You are doing another level of analysis. In that, you are doing there's something called product basket analysis. Product basket analysis. Product basket analysis means like if you go to a supermarket and if you are putting something to a cart, what is the next possible product that you might uh, put to your shopping cart? For an example, let's say I'm going to the supermarket and I'm buying a bread. So what should be the most possible product that I might buy with an bread? It should be a jam or maybe like a tuna spread or something like that, right? So you can do a product basket analysis and see what could be the possible product that I will might buy, right? And you can see the patterns, right? Customer behavioral patterns, right? You can keep on asking the data. You can keep on torturing the data, and it will confess to anything. That's why this is a nice quote that was done by Mr. Ronald Coase, the Nobel Prize winner, right? With that, we are coming to BI. What is exactly BI? So BI can be say like this, right? BI is the process where we analyze our historical and our current data of a company. In companies we have a lot of data, right? In our Excel, in our ERP systems, in our PowerPoint maybe, right? Or even our books, You have a lot of data. So the business intelligence means getting intelligence out of it, getting a wisdom out of it, right? So what we need to do, we need to gather those data first. We have to gather our historical data and our current data, the data which is being generating on real time. We have to gather those data into one place, right? And after that, what we do is we make an analysis of that, or make an analysis out of that, and we are making decision out of it. That's the simplest way to process, simplest way to say what is business intelligence, right? So you can see we have some four images on the bottom, like a step image, right? So it's like this, right? Imagine your company has data. It could be on Excel, right? Or it could be on a database like SQL, or it could be on a system like SAP. So the first thing that we do is, when you have data in multiple places, the first thing that you need to do is collect and transform data. What do you mean by collect? Collect means you are gathering all the data into one place. First step is collecting the data. The next step is called transformation of data. Transformation means you are cleaning the data, right? You might have experience with this, right? If you are working in a company and if you want to collect, say, if you work in a bank, if you want to collect data from multiple branches, right? Most of the time in Sri Lankan companies especially, right? If you have 10 branches, the 10 branches will collect data in 10 formats, right? So the transformation means you have to get all these 10 branches data and you have to turn it to one format, right? That's what's called transformation of data, cleaning the data, right? There could be a one company which is keeping their employee record as a full name. There could be some company who is keeping first name and second name on a separate columns, right? There are a lot of things happening, like all are not standard. That's why we need this transformation step. So we need to clean our data before we do any analysis, right? So this collect and transformation data step is also known as ETL. That is called extract, transform, and load, right? Extract means extracting the data, collecting the data. Transform means, yeah, understand the transformation, clean the data, and the load part. Load part means once you clean the data, you load it to your analytical model, right? So after that, you go to your analytical model. Here, we are using a language called DAX. So the DAX stand for data analysis expression, right? Through DAX, what we do is we talk with our data, we communicate with our data, right? If you want something, you ask from the data, right? That's what we do with DAX language or the data analysis step. For an example, this is like, this in Sri Lanka, we have this, what do you call this, AG office, right? This divisional secretarial office, Pradesh Karyalayya, right? So in this divisional secretarial office, there's a person called PM. There's a person called PM, right? So imagine if you are the like divisional secretarial, like if you are the Pradesh Lekam, right? And if you want to get, let's say, some data, like you have a PN call, let's say someone. So what you will do, you'll just you just ring the bell and someone will come. You'll just say, let's say you need to get some data right now, right? So what will you say to someone? You will say something like this: someone, I want you to go to the storeroom and I want you to open the red color wardrobe, or let's say almirah, right? You want to open the red color wardrobe, and inside of this cabinet, let's say cabinet, inside of this cabinet, there's a drawer which is numbered number 100. Right? You have to open number 100 drawer, right? In the number 100 drawer, there's a file called census data of our division, right? You have to open this census data and you have to 24 there'll be one paper which we have 2024 census data, right? And you have to get this paper and you have to see how much people we have in our division, how much male population do we have in our division between age 18 and age 30. I want to get it as a percentage from the total population, right? So what will someone do? He will go to that storeroom, he will open the cabinet, he will open number 100 drawer, and he'll get the file which has the census data, and he will flip through all the papers and find 2024 paper where we have the latest census data. And what he'll do it, let's say it has like a table from age 1 to age 100, right? Male and female separately. And he first get the total. Let's say there's 100,000 people in the entire division. And this male population between 18 and 13, let's say 20,000, and 20,000 divided by 100,000, that means 20%. He'll go to the secretarial and he said, Madam Mosa, it's only 20%, right? That's what the P&L will does. So in Power BI, right, you are the secretary, right? You are the secretary, division secretary, you are the division secretary. And your storeroom is our data model, right? Storeroom is our data model. And the PM is DAX. That's the simplest way I can explain DAX. So PM is the DAX, right? PM will do whatever you ask. He will go and get the file. He will go and print the paper. He'll go and tell what you want, right? He go to the storeroom and get it for you, right? So DAX is something like that. So DAX will do the analysis for you and it will give you a result. And what's the next step? It's called the data visualization. There's even a saying, one picture worth 1,000 words, right? One picture worth 1,000 words. Why was that? Because human brain has a capability to understand pictures more than the tables and all, right? So in BI, data visualization is a key one main step, right? You visualize all the data in a table, maybe in a line chart, maybe in a PowerPoint, pie chart, maybe a bar chart, maybe a column chart, whatever you want, you visualize your data, right? And after that, the last step is based on those visuals, you can create insight in real time, right? In short story, right? So BI is the act of transforming raw and operational data into useful information for business decision making, right? So what are the benefits of having a business intelligence system? Number one, if you have a good business intelligence system, you can fast answer any business query, right? Any business query. Who are my best salesperson? What are my best product? That's it, right? With a split second, you can find the answer. And the next thing, sorry. And the next thing, it will enable you to real-time analysis and quick navigation, right? There are some business intelligence tool we can create. We can connect our data real time. Real time means when something happen on your system, the next second, the business intelligence system will show you the result. For an example, in apparel manufacturing companies, they track the production every like 5 or 6 minutes. They need the update of the production, right? So they need a real-time system. So imagine if they have a good system that track the real time, like how much production has been done without the end of the day, without until you come to the end of the day, you can give a quick decision, right? And also, if it is a sales company, if you want to identify what are your cross-sellings and upselling opportunities, you can easily find these things. So what are these cross-selling and upsellings, right? Okay, I'll tell you like an example. Cross-selling means, let's say if you are going to Pizza Hut, right? I'm going to Pizza Hut and I am buying a pizza. Okay, I'm buying a pizza. And this, most of the time the cashier, most of the time they ask, right? So do you want a garlic bread? So do you want a Pepsi? They ask those questions. Right? What are they doing actually? They are trying to cross-sell. Right? They know that with pizza, most of the time people buy a garlic bread. And sometimes they buy a Pepsi, right? So that's what is called cross-selling. You can identify those cross-selling opportunities. And also there's something called upselling. Upselling means you are selling the same product, but at a better rate, a better version of it. If you take the Pizza Hut for an example, let's say if you're going to buy just a basic pizza, what do you call classic pizza, right? If you're going to buy a classic pizza, they might convince you, let's buy Italian margherita. Okay, who knows, right? They can convince you to buy to a better version of the product. If you want to buy a kottu, right? Maybe the Mudalali might ask you, let's buy a cheese kottu. Like that means upselling. Right? That's what's called upselling. You can identify those upselling opportunities if you have a good business intelligence system in sales, right? And the next thing, you will be able to identify the bottlenecks. So bottlenecks means in a business, a bottleneck means the way your business process has been stuck for a long time, right? Let's say if you are a sales company, uh, if you are only selling, let's say 1,000 products per month, so why can't you make 1,100? So there should be one place where you can't 200, right? Maybe you don't have a capacity in now your sales department, or maybe you don't have a capacity in your analytical department, maybe like in your production department, right? You can identify where the bottleneck is. And if you identify the bottlenecks, you can improve your business, keep on growing. That's why you need a business intelligence system. And also, if you have a good business intelligence system, you know your business better than anyone, right? You know where things happening, who are my best performing employees, what are my best products, who are my loyal customers, right? You know all these things, right? Then it will help you to improve your business a better long run. And also it will make you a good decision maker, right? Not just in the gut feeling, like this consultant I told you earlier. A data-driven decisions you can take. You can take better decisions, right? Okay, with this, I'd like to take a quick pause. I think I am the only one speaking, seems like. So I would like to make this a two-way conversation. So does anyone has any questions which you need to ask from me? Or if you have any concern, you can tell me, like, if you don't understand the accent that I'm telling, or if I'm too fast. Anything? All good, so?
Yeah, all good. You can continue.
Okay.
Thank
Others,
you.
all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Sana. Namal, Sanjeeva, Chatur, all good? Okay. Right, I think we can continue then. Okay, with that, before we go to Power BI, okay, I'm going to take a pause now on the presentation, and I want you to do one more thing right now, because we are going to do a dashboard creation today. So therefore, I want to see whether those who have already installed Power BI, can you raise your hand, please? If there's anyone who has already installed Power BI in their computers. Okay. I think okay, there are two. Yeah, Sahalan and Samil has already installed. Okay. So since there are a few people who has not installed Power BI yet, I'll quickly show you how to install Power BI because it's very important for our next part. Right. So quickly do this one. Let it install, and you can wait for the presentation. We stay with me the presentation. So what you need to do to install Power BI is there are two ways to install Power BI. Method number one is you can go to your Microsoft Store, right? You know your Microsoft Store. Go to your Microsoft Store and just search for Microsoft Store here and open it. New Microsoft Store. This is the best way. The reason is if you install from Microsoft Store, what happens is if there's a new update comes, the Power BI will update it automatically, right? So here you just need to search for Power BI at the top. And yeah, it will show you the Power BI desktop. This is the one you want, not the Power BI report builder, but you need the Power BI desktop. Just go to Power BI desktop. Yeah. So here I have a blue color open button. Instead, you might, if you have not installed, you will have install button here. You can just click on install and let it install its own, right? It will download and install it on. And this is the easiest way and the best way to install Power BI using the Microsoft Store, right? And there's another way as well. So there's another way as well. You can just open your browser, whatever browser you have, you can open your browser and you can just open your browser, and in the browser okay, in the browser just search for Power BI downloads, Power BI download, and you have to click on the first link. Click on the first link and scroll down. Don't click on this Power BI desktop here, because if you click on that, it will again take you to Microsoft Store, right? It will take you to Microsoft Store. So the first way again. So if you don't have ability to go to Microsoft Store, what you need to do is don't click on this blue button here. Instead, scroll down a little bit and you will see Microsoft Power BI desktop. Here, don't click on download. Here also take you to the Microsoft Store page. Instead, click on advanced download option. Right? There's something called advanced download option. Click on advanced download option and it will take you to this page. In here, you can just click on download, right? Just click on download. And here you will have two options, right? So this is based on your computer bit version, right? If your computer is 32-bit one, you can select the first one. If your computer is 64-bit one, you can select the second one. But if you don't know what is your bit version, what you need to do is just go to your, just right click on this PC, right click on this PC and select, right click on this PC on your Explorer and go to properties. Go to properties. And here you will see it's just something called system type, right? You see, in my one, it's a 64-bit one. You will see your what's your bit version based on your computer. So my one is a 64-bit one. Therefore, I need to install the first one. That I need to install the first one. Sorry, second one, right? You have to select the suitable one and click on download, and it will download your computer, and there will be like a simple installation wizard. From there, you can install it, right? So that's how we do. Okay. Now let's go to a presentation once again, right? We have like 3 slides more, and we can go to like 4, 5 slides here. We can go to our practical session after that, right? So this is how it's going to be, right? So in analytics, there are 4 levels of analytics, right? So we think only there's one type of analytics, but there are actually 4 levels of analytics. So there are main 2 levels. It's called traditional BI and advanced analytics. You can see traditional BI and advanced analytics, the main 2 pillars. So under traditional BI, there are 2, and advanced analytics, there are 2, right? So you can see this is actually a Cartesian plane, right? This is a graph actually. This is called a graph, right? Here we have the y and we have the x here. This is the x-axis, right? So if it is go up, that means the value increases. If it is go to the right, that means the difficulty increases, right? So the lowest value and the lowest difficulty is called, type of analytics is called descriptive analytics, right? This is called the descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics means, so once something happened, you analyze what happened, right? Once something happened, you analyze what actually happened. Right? These kind of analytics are known as descriptive analytics. So for an example, let's say I am the manager of Kottava Keels, right? I am at the end of the day. So once the Keels is closed, I can do a descriptive analytics, right? What will I do? I'll run my PO system and check how much sales I have done, right? How much inventory I have left in my stock, right? So these kind of analytics are known as descriptive analysis. You are doing something after it happened. After it happened, you are doing analysis, right? And there's another type of analysis. It's bit value is compared to descriptive analysis is higher, and also it's bit difficult, right? These kind of analytics are known as diagnostic analytics, also known as root cause analytics, right? In this diagnostic analytics, what we do is we identify why did it happen, right? If something happened, we do a further investigation and identify why did it happen, right? For an example, let's say this Kottawa Kilns has a target, daily sales target of achieving 10 million rupees, right? For a particular day, they have achieved only, let's say 90 million. They have achieved only 9 million, right? They are 1 million, just 1 million gap in sales, right? So the people are doing analysis, and they do root cause analysis, diagnose analytics. They have identified the reason for that 10 million gap. The reason was, let's say this is a Keels, right? Let's say this is the Keels. The reason was in this particular day, they did not receive enough vegetables, right? So the vegetables were ended before 12 noon, right? In the later part of the day, they did not had any vegetable, right? So there are a lot of customers, including me, right? I go to like Keels and Kagis to buy vegetables and end up buying like more than 10,000, 20,000 products, right? Worth products. So there are a lot of customers who think they are going to buy vegetables, but they purchase a lot of additional products, right? So the main intention of these customers who are planning to buy vegetables, right? Their main intention is to buy the vegetable, right? So imagine I'm going to buy some carrots and leeks, right? I go inside of the Keels and I see instead of vegetable bins, it's all empty. Right? What will I do? I just turn and go to someplace else, somewhere else, right? So there are some customers like this, right, who are coming to buy vegetables, but they end up buying a lot of other products as well. So what happens if they don't receive enough vegetables on that day? What will happen is the end of the day, their sales has declined by 1 million. So this 1 million was come from those customers who are coming to buy vegetables, end up buying more products, right? There are a lot of customers like that, right? So this is called the diagnostic analytics. So there's another type of analytics known as predictive analytics, right? Imagine this skills open at 8 a.m., right? 8 a.m. the skills is opening. Around 7 a.m. in the morning, you know, this These lorries come from Dambulla, Beruvala fish market, right? All these things comes, right? So imagine the lorries come from Dambulla with all the vegetables and all. And at 7 a.m., there's a process called in every company they have this called GRN, right? Good received note, right? That means they entering all the goods received to a system, right? Maybe SAP or whatever ERP, they are entering to the system, right? So when they are entering to the system, they identify that today they need 100 kilos of vegetables. They have received only 50 kilo, right? In the morning, around 7 a.m., they have identified this. So what will happen is the computer will trigger an alert. It will say that today there's a gap of 50 kg of vegetables. That means this will impact your overall sales at the end of the day. Well, let's say there will be it will show you that there will be impact of 1 million because of this. Right? So that kind of analysis is known as predictive analytics. You are predicting before something happens. The scales open at 7 a.m. but at 8 a.m., 7 a.m. when they enter in the data of the system, it is giving an alert. This is called predictive analytics. Right? And then there's another type of analytics which is called the prescriptive analytics. What is mean by prescription? Who is giving us prescription? The doctor, right? Similarly, there are some BI tools which is giving us a prescription, right? The doctor give us a prescription for our diseases, right? When they get sick, they give us Panadol or maybe like injection or something, right? Similarly, what happened in this prescriptive analytics is they are actually analyzing the data, they are predicting the outcome, and also they are giving us a solution as well. So imagine in this same scenario, at 7 a.m., it gives us an alert. It says that today there's a 50 kg gap, right? And what it will do is it will analyze all the data in the ERP system. If it is keels, they can analyze all the data in all the keels chain. And this is on Kotta, right? So let's say they have identified that in Pannipitiya and Maharagama keels, there were some additional vegetables. There are some additional vegetables they came to their system today, right? Then it can give us a solution that send the lorry to Pannipitiya keels and send the lorry to Kotta, let's say Maharagama keel, and get those additional vegetables and fill in your uh, shelf, right? Then there won't be a issue in the end of the day, right? Before even the company start, they can do it, right? So that's what that's what we call predictive analytics, right? So there are different level of analytics. Keep on increasing the value, it's also the difficulty increases, right? Okay, with that only, now we have come to Power BI. So what is Power BI? Right? What is Power BI? So Power BI is actually a business intelligence tool developed by Microsoft, right? Uh, with a bundle of tools, actually. They have released a bundle of tools back in around 2013-14, right? They have analyzed, they have released a lot of tools like Power BI, Power Automate, Power Apps, Power Virtual Agent. Like they released a set of tools back in like 10 years ago, right? The reason why they have released this set of tools was at that time they have identified that. So if a company want to create a dashboard, if a company want to create an app, if a company want to create an automation, they needed the help of software engineers, right? Because I remember like back when I was joining to that previous company, that old company that I was telling you about, and that company also they had a BI dashboard, right? Just a simple one, which was developed by .NET, right? So they have developed this dashboard using a software engineer. It's the support of a software engineer. They develop the dashboard maybe with Java or .NET or whatever the technology they know, right? They create a dashboard. The thing was to create such dashboard, they need support from specialized people, right? They can't just create it on their own, right? Let's say there's a production manager. He want to create a dashboard. He needs the support of a software engineer. So Microsoft identified that there's a huge market opportunity for them actually, right? And also support for us as well. Uh, why can't this production manager create the dashboard for his own need? Why he need a software engineer, right? So they develop this tool called Power BI, very easy to adapt tool, right? Easy to learn tool. which they can create their own dashboard. And also they set lot of release lot of other tools as Power Apps where they can create their own applications, where they can create their own automation. There are a lot of tools as well. So Power BI was their BI tool of that, right? The reason why the companies, adapt to Power BI a lot to us, the reason number one was it was on Microsoft platform. That means very easy to adapt for anyone who is already in Microsoft domain, right? If there's someone who already in Microsoft, they can easily adapt to this tool, right? And also, Microsoft Power BI were easy to, you can easily transform your data into stunning visuals using Power BI, right? That was another reason. The reason number three was you can uh, publish your dashboard. You can publish your dashboard to cloud, right? Once you create your dashboard, you can publish your dashboard to a cloud, and also you can publish your dashboard to a server as well. If you want to publish to a cloud, you can publish to a cloud, or else if you want to publish to a server, you can publish to a server as well, right? And the number three was it was collaboratively you can create dashboard and you can create interactive reports, right? The number four reason was no matter how good your data uh, analytics tool is, no good your BI tool is, if you can't ensure the security of your data, because BI tools are highly confidential, BI dashboard are highly confidential for that organization, right? So imagine there's a BI tool which was developed by Pepsi. If it is go to the Coca-Cola, what will happen to the Pepsi? Yeah, sales will suddenly drop, right? They know all the secrets, right? That's why BI tools are I mean, dashboards are very highly confidential. So you have to ensure about the governance and security of your data, right? So if it is Power BI, there's nothing to be worried about because Microsoft already gave their security, right? They have already given the Azure security because Power BI also have the end-to-end encryption and the security for the data, right? So these are the reasons why Power BI becomes suddenly popular among all the BI tools, right? So there are multiple reasons that you can another few reasons as well why you need to use Power BI. Number one is when you have Power BI dashboard, it's actually let you see your data in different ways, different angles, different perspectives, right? So sometimes when you look at the table, you might not be able to see what are the trends, what are the patterns, what are the abnormalities, what are the outliers, what are the anomalies, right? Those things cannot be identified easily at a glance. But if you have a good visualization, it will allow you to see the data in a better way, right? And also Power BI is also called a self BI solution. So what do you mean by self BI solution? Self BI solution is something like this. Imagine if you are creating a report for your management daily, right? Let's say you are creating a report for your management daily, and you are sending it to your CEO, CFO, and your HR manager, right? Sometimes you might have feelings like this, right? Sometimes when you create this PowerPoint, sometimes most of the time you are creating a PowerPoint, right? For this purpose, you are creating a PowerPoint and send it to this team, and your CFO comes and say, "Okay, Asanka, this is a good report, but I need the sales by the profit center." Then what he will do, what you need to do, you have to recreate all the reports and send it to him, right? And suddenly your HR manager comes and say, okay, Asanka, I need another favor. I want to get the sales of last year for my performance evaluation. Then what you will do, you have to create another visual again and send it to him. And CEO also might ask different things based on their requirement, right? But in Power BI, it's called a self BI solution, right? It has their all slicers, and all the filters and all. If they want to get something, they can't do much thing, but they can do up to a certain extent. They can filter and create and adjust on their own need, right? If they want by the sales, let's say sales profit centers, they can see it as a profit center. If they want to put a filter for the last year, they can put a filter on their own. The CEO can do it in their own. Right. Trust me, some student actually argued with me earlier. They said that how can we say a CEO to put their own filters and all the visuals? Trust me, they like it because I have worked with CEOs a lot because I work in BPM industry. Like I have worked with like high-end CEOs, like Fortune 500 level CEOs as well. They really like those things. The reason is like sometimes if you want to get the output of the data, right? Sometimes most of the time if the CEO want the data, he or she has to wait 2 or 3 days to just to get the data. Maybe it's not their own need, what they are looking for, right? But if the CEO can look at the data within 5 minutes, if he can get what he want, they will definitely love that too. Right? They don't need to depend on anyone. If they want something, if at a glance, if they can get it, they will love it. Right? So that's why uh, the BI tool comes to play. Power BI comes to play, right? And also Power BI, you'll be able to look at the data in different perspectives. I think I told you already on this one. It will allow you to see data in different perspective and let you make better decision, right? So there are a lot of tools in BI tools in the market, right? So this is called Magic Quadrant Analytics, right? Magic Quadrant Analytics. This is also a Cartesian plane, right? You can see we can actually divide all the BI tools into four categories, right? They are called niche players, visionaries, challengers, and leaders, right? Niche players means their ability to execute, how easy to adapt is very low, and the completeness of vision. That means vision of the company is also very low in niche players, right? So the tools like IBM, Alibaba, Pyramid Analyst, they are the niche players, right? And also there are something called visionaries. They have a good vision for the company, but very difficult to learn. For an example, SAP, they have a tool. Oracle, they have a tool. They have a good vision because SAP and Oracle are huge ERP, tools, right? They if they can create their own BI tool, that means a good vision for as the company, but ability to adapt is very low. And also there are some tools like Google Looker, very easy to learn. MicroStrategy, very easy to learn, right? But in terms of a vision, they don't have a good vision. They don't need to like create custom visuals, like they don't. They have strict policies on the look and feel. Like there are a lot of tools. They are called challenges. They are actually easy to learn, but as a company, they don't have a good vision. And there are leaders who are easy to learn and they have a good vision as well, right? There are three leaders in the market: Click, Tableau, and Microsoft. Out of these things as well, Microsoft is the leader because you can see this is the most easy to learn and the most best company is the best vision, right? So right now Microsoft Power BI is the best BI solution in the market. So there are a lot of products in the Microsoft portfolio, Power BI portfolio. They have something called Power BI Desktop, which we have installed earlier. Right? This is called the author, right? This is the software which is act as the author where you create the dashboard. But this is called the Power BI Desktop. And also there's something called Power BI Service where you can publish your dashboard. Once you create your dashboard, you publish this on this Power BI Service Cloud. This is where we are giving you that Microsoft Power BI Pro license. Remember, this is where you'll be getting the Pro license, right? This is the second one. And also if there's a large scale deployment of Power BI, right? There's something called Power BI Premium, right? Power BI Premium means on large scale deployment, we can get the Power BI Premium. If you want to get license for the entire company, you can get Power BI Premium, right? And it's better, right? Based on the capacity, and it's better for a huge company, right? And also there's another way you can publish your dashboard. Just like the cloud, there's opportunity that you can publish your dashboard on a server as well, right? It's called Power BI report server. You can put, instead of a cloud, you can put your dashboard in a report server as well, right? Just this way. And also there's something called Power BI embedded. This is a product especially focusing on software engineers, because this is something which you need coding knowledge to work on this one. It's called Power BI Embedded, specially designed for like developing dashboard and like enhanced dashboard use through coding, right? So there are five products. Out of this, 95% of the work, sorry, 90% of the work happens in here, right? Around like 9% of the work happen here, right? Here. Other all these things are just 1% of the work, right? These are the Microsoft product portfolio. Okay, with that, we have come to the most important part. This is where you learn about the Power BI ecosystem, right? You should learn this properly, or else you will not learn anything about Power BI at all, right? So I need your full attention now, right? Just give me a second, guys, okay? Right. With that, we learn about the Power BI ecosystem. Right. Power BI ecosystem is, understand, this is not a difficult thing. You need to understand this properly, right? So in this Power BI ecosystem, it has multiple products, right? So here, this is you. In Microsoft ecosystem, this is you, right? That's why it's called data modeler and report designer. This is the person you are, right? When you are installing Power BI desktop to your laptop, right? You're installing Power BI desktop to your laptop. Can you see this gray color box? So this gray color box means all the things happen inside of this gray color box happens inside of your laptop or in Power BI desktop software, right? These gray color box things happen in the gray color box happen inside of your Power BI desktop inside in your laptop, which was installed in your laptop, right? So that's why it is like enclosed in the gray color box, right? So Power BI desktop can be divided into three parts. Power BI desktop can be divided into three parts. It has three views, right? The first view is called Power Query, right? This is called the Power Query. In Power Query, what it does is, I told you earlier, right? So Power Query is the tool which we use for our, remember I told you when I speaking about the BI, there's something called extract and transformation, right? This is the place where you do your ETL, extract, transform, load, or you can say this is the place you clean your data, right? In Power Query, what it does is it will get the data from different sources, right? So imagine your data might be on a Excel file on a local drive, or maybe SQL server, right? Or maybe on API on a cloud, or maybe come from a data warehouse like Azure, or maybe it might be coming directly from app. The data might be on different places. The first step of Power Query is extracting data. You're extracting data. This is called queries, extracting the data. After you extract the data, what you need to do next is you transform your data, or the cleaning of your data has to be done, right? You clean the data, right? Once you clean the data, you are loading your data to the data model, right? So this is called Power Query, or you can say Power Query engine, right? So the last step of the Power Query is load the clean data to the data model, right? So in this data model, there are multiple things happening. Okay. Number one is called data modeling. Right. What do you mean by data modeling? Right. Data modeling means most of the time you will not have just a single table to work on your visuals. Right. You might need to connect multiple tables. Let's say if you are making a sales analytics, you need to connect HR data. You need to connect Salesforce data. You need to connect your peoples of data. You need to connect your, maybe like if your company has its own app, you need to connect the data on that app, right? Sometimes for creating one dashboard, you might need like 5 or 6 tables, right? So when you connect 5 or 6 tables, there should be a way to interconnect these tables. Like HR table has to be connected with your sales data via your employee ID, maybe, right? Customer table has to be connected to the sales table via customer ID. It is a Salesforce customer ID or something like that. You might connect it, right? So that's what is called data modeling, right? So you have to do a data modeling in this data model, the second step, right? You do data modeling on the second step. And after that, you do your analysis part. There we got our peer, who? DAX, right? Data modeling and DAX happen on the second layer or the data layer, right? Or you can say this part as, there's a technical term for this one. It is called Verti-Pack engine. Verti-Pack engine. This is called the second part, right? And after that, it go to the third part, most interesting part, creating of the reports, right? This is also called the report view or the power view, right? There are something people call this power view. This is the place where you create your dashboard. This is the place where you create your dashboard, right? So remember, all these things happen on your computer. Still, this is on your computer, right? All these things happen inside of your computer. You create the report inside your computer. You can't just take your computer and show it to a CEO, right? You have to publish it somewhere. So what you do is, this create Power BI report is called in PBIX format, Power BI.pbix format. You are publishing this Power BI report on your computer to a cloud. This cloud is called Power BI service. This cloud is called Power BI. I'm really sorry. Today I'm a little bit sick. I can't keep on speaking. I got cough a little bit, right? It's called Power BI service, right? So Power BI service is a place where you publish, once the published dashboard is published, this is the place your data is going to reside, right? So this enclosed gray color box here is happening in the cloud, in the Power BI service, right? So in Power BI service, there's something called app workspace. Don't think about that much. It's like a folder to put all your dashboards and reports and workbooks and data set. We're going to talk about this later on, right? So we have reports, we have something called dashboards, and we have something called workbooks and data set. Uh, Dashboard, we are saying there's a difference between a dashboard and a report. Dashboard is always a one pager, and it should only have most critical visuals for your business, right? Report could be have multiple pages, and it can be elaborate to whatever you want. So workbooks means you can analyze your data set on Excel. That's what called Excel workbooks, and you have your data set, right? So this is called app workspace, right? And also there's a way that you can create apps. These are not Power Apps. It's called Power BI apps, right? You can create Power BI apps using Power BI service. Right? When you create Power BI apps, it also have dashboard, report, workbooks, and database, data set. And also it has some additional features as data alerts, right? Imagine if you are a production company, if you have a hourly target to have 100 pieces per hour, you can get an alert if the target level get low. Like if it come to 99, it will trigger an alert. Right? It will send you a notification and email. In this hour, the production rate has been declined, right? And also there's something called subscription. Subscription you can use for report automation. If you want to send a report automatically 8 a.m. in the morning every day, you can use this subscription. And also there's something called print and export. Print and export can be used to print the data and export the data and download the data, right? You can use this print and export option. And also you have the access control given. There are two levels of access can be given. One is called report views, users only, and there are admins and members, right? So report view people can only see the dashboard, right? And admins and members, they can actually see the dashboard, edit the dashboard, delete the dashboard, and also they can use the existing data in the dashboard to create a new report or analyze the data on Excel, right? They can use the existing data without having the hustle of here to create a new report or a dashboard, right? So these are the components in the Power BI ecosystem, but still there's another part. So how this process work? Remember, this process works is you get the data, to your computer, right? And you clean the data, send to the model, send to the report, and the report will go to cloud, right? Imagine if this is a report which has to be refreshed every 1 hour. Hourly, this need to be refreshed. Then what happened? Every hour, you need to pull the data to your laptop and send to the cloud. So it's not a good process, right? It's just like doing in the PowerPoint work, right? So there's a point after you publishing the dashboard, you have to cut the connection of your laptop with the cloud. You have to cut the connection of the laptop and the cloud. So for that one, you are using a tool called on-premises data gateway. This is the one, right? You are creating a direct connection between the data source and the cloud using this on-premises data gateway software, right? That's why you need on-premises data gateway. This is how the Power BI ecosystem work. With that only, I'll take you to our course content. Now you know all the terms, right? That's why I did not explain about the course content before. Right? Does anyone has any question about the ecosystem? I'm more than happy to answer. Anyone?
For me, it's okay. Understandable.
Okay, thanks, Rana. Okay, with that, let's
Okay,
go to our.
uh, I have a question. It's
Yes,
out
Anil.
of this section. What is about the Microsoft Power Apps other
So
than
Power App
Power
is a
BI? What?
tool which you use for develop applications, like organizational applications. You can't create Android apps or you can create Java apps, those kind of things. You can create organization applications within the organization with low codes. It's like The simple example I can give it, it's like a Lego box. This Lego tools type. You have some Legos, you have to connect parts here and there, and you can create the apps, right? So we have a course actually on Power Apps. I'm the course facilitator for that one as well, right? So we have a course, but we are planning to start on end of November on that one. So if you are interested on that one, yeah, you can join that one as well, right? It's about how you create applications, right? If you want to create, let's say, if you want to create application for invoice processing, if you want to create applications for, let's say, collection of data, like maybe like if you want to do a like a inspection of the site, right? This QS QA, what do you call that? QS, right? This QS go to sites and do their inspections, right? For that, you can create an app for your organization, right? You can have all these things. If you want to like order food from the canteen, whatever you want, you can create application.
Thank
All
you.
good, side? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. With that, I'm coming to the course content. Right. So course content today we speak about the instruction. Right. So remember, so next week onward we'll have session from 5:30 to 7. Sorry, 5 to 7, 5 to 7:30. So session will be 5 to 7:30 from next week onward, and we'll have 9 more sessions, right, to complete all the things that we have discussed. We'll have uh, 9 more sessions to discuss all these things, right? Today we have discussed about the introduction, right? In introduction, what we have done is we learn all these things, what are the building blocks and the introduction to Power BI, all these things we have discussed, right? On the next week, we are going to start the concept of Power Query, right? Power Query is the tool which we use to clean our data. Remember, this is the place where we uh, clean our data, right? So this is called the Power Query engine also, we can say. So Power Query engine, we'll be learning about in this part. We are taking 2 days for this one, the Power Query. We are taking 2 days for this. In Power Query, we will learn 10 rules for clean data. So 10 rules for clean data means we'll first, before we clean the data, we should understand whether this is a good data or bad data, right? So for that, we have 10 rules for clean data, a concept called 10 rules for clean data. With that, we'll learn how we can identify a bad data from a good data, right? And also we'll learn about the Power Query concept, right? And we'll learn about how to connect to a data source, how to establish a connection between Excel and SQL, how to import the data, how to transform your data, right? This is very important. We'll be doing more than 30 cases, right? 30 cases to understand. We are doing case studies for that one. So we have like 30 cases for that one. I think we don't, this is a different laptop. I can show it at the moment here. So we are doing more than 30 cases to understand the case concern about how you can transform your data, what are the tools that we'll be using to clean the bad data, right? We'll get 30 bad data and convert it to a good data, right? And also there's something called M language. So Power Query is run on a language called mashup language. So we'll understand the basic about the mashup language, how we can use it, right? So we'll have 2 days for the Power Query concept, the data cleaning concept. And after that, we'll learn about the data modeling and the DAX, right? So data modeling and DAX also have another 2 days, right? So altogether four for that too. And this one, we'll be learning about, this one will have 3 days, right? So data modeling, there'll be 1 day, data modeling. And data modeling will learn about what is mean by Power Pivot and what is mean by this columnar database, what are the type of relationship, how we can identify the relationship type. And also we learn about the concept of schemas. Actually, we need another modification here. We are learn about the star schema as well as we learn about snowflake schema. Right? There's another schema we'll be learn called snowflake schema. Snowflake schema. We learn about the concept of schemas here, right? How you can connect and model the data, right? And after that, you will have 2 more days on here. So 2 more days, you will learn about the DAX concept, right? So the DAX concept, you will learn about what is DAX. DAX is called data analysis expression, right? How you can create a new column, new measure, quick measure, and new table using DAX, right? The method of creation. And there are different type of measures called implicit measures, system generated measures, and manual measures. This is called implicit measures and explicit measures. We'll learn about that. And difference between a column and a measure, you'll be learning about the difference between a column and a measure, right? And that can be divided into separate categories like text functions, logical functions, time and date functions, filter function, mathematical functions, and time intelligence functions. You will learn all these things. And also you will learn the concept about quick measures and how you can use a tool like AI tool like ChatGPT to create any complicated text code, any complicated. Trust me, I'll give you how to do the proper prompt engineering to create any complicated text code at a ease, right? Okay, so guys, I think the course coordinator has put here there she has put a form, right? Google form. So if you are planning to continue the session, kindly go to the Google form and just put your data here, right? So in the Google form, you will have just simple things, right? You just need to put your name, contact number, email address, and your preferred language, whether it's Sinhala or English. And if you don't, if you like, you can just put your company name also, and you just need to submit, right? Just kindly take like a 1 minute and do this one, please. We can get it from the chat. Okay, right, let's continue the session now. So the next thing you'll be learning is, so these all together, all these things will take 5 days, and you will learn 3 days on Power View section. So Power View is the place where you create the dashboard, right? So in the Power View part, you'll be learn about how to create a report, how to create a visual interaction, how to filter a data, how to create a hierarchy, what are the Power BI visuals, how can you pick the perfect visual, and how to put a filter in data, how to put a categorical data, how to put a trend data, how to put a KPI, how to do a tabular data, geographical data, how to use the tooltip function, how do you bookmark selection page button, all these concepts, and how to use custom visuals, right? You will be learn all these things, right? Thanks, Safwan. Right. The next thing is after that you will have actually here report Power View part is going to be like 2.5 days, and then another 1.5 days will be come to the Power BI service. In Power BI service, what you will be learning is you will be learning the Power BI service introduction and how the data flow happens and what are the building blocks over there and what are meaning by data flows, how you make a schedule refresh, how you make a report action, team collaboration, how to share a report, security of the report, deployment of a report, all these things will be learned in the Power BI service. So this document will be shared for your further investigations and further learnings, right? So the reason why I did not want to show the course content at the first was you will not understand all. Sometimes you might not understand these technical terms and you might get confused. So that's why I did the introduction first, and after that I came to the this thing, right? Okay, right. So we have half an hour. So I'm going to create a dashboard now, right? So I have a data set. I'll put it on the chat for you as well, right? So I have a data set. Should be somewhere. Yeah. So I'm going to create a dashboard of one of my favorite topic that I like to discuss, right? Which is space exploration, right? So I'll share this link with you in the chat, right? Let's, I know this might be, I'm going to show a demo now, right? I'm not going to do a little bit slow today, but I want to show the possibilities, right? So I'm going to do this slow. I'm not going to do this slow. I'm going to do a little bit faster. I just wanted to show it, right? How easy this is when once you learn. I'm going to make sure that you, all of you, come better than this, right? I'm just showing a sample now. I'll make sure that all of you come better than this. So we have, I'm challenging myself to create a dashboard within 20 minutes, right? So I'm going to download this data set, right? Let's see how to create a dashboard, right? Right, it is downloading the data, shipping it. So while it is downloading, yeah, I'm going to open Power BI, right? I'm going to open Power BI, right? This is how Power BI is going to looks like. So here in the data set, what we have is we have some images. Yeah, we have some data set and some images of some of the things that we required, right? So in this data set, what we have is we have a CSV file, but here we have some of the data of the Express explorations, right? Starting from the Sputnik one, the first space shuttle which was sent by the Soviet Russia, right? And we have data up until 2022, I think. Yeah, we have data, a lot of data we have here. Let's see what we can do, right? So what I'm going to do now is we go to, yeah. So here the data, you can see here, the price is in millions, right? We need to multiply this price by 1,000 to get the real price, right? So I need to get the real price. So they're going to, I'm going to multiply this by 1,000, right? So let's see what we need to do, right? I'm going to go to Power BI, but I'm going to do a little bit fast, don't worry. So this is how Power BI looks like. I'm going to click on the blank report here, right? In Power BI, you have three views on the left side, you can see. I know, I'm going to do fast, okay? We have something called report view, table view, model view, and the DAX query view. We're going to talk all about this, right? The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my data, right? I'm going to click on get data. I'm going to, since this is a CSV file, yeah, this is a CSV file, yeah. I'm going to click on text and CSV, and yeah, I'm selecting this thing, which is space mission, and I'm connecting to my data source. And here I can just load the data, or else I can go to transform data and I can change any data, right? I'm going to transform data. The reason is I want to get the country out of it, and also I need to multiply the price by 1,000, right? I'm going to click on transform data. What will happen is when you click on transform data, it will open your Power Query editor, right? So let's see how you do it, right? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the location from the country. So there's something called split column, right? So I'm going to use the split column option by delimiter, and this is a custom delimiter. Delimiter is a separator, right? I'm going to use a custom delimiter, and I'm going to split the rightmost delimiter and get the country out of the column, right? So this is the location, and this one is called the country. This is the country, right? And the next thing is I want to multiply this thing, the price by the, I need to multiply price by 1,000, right? So price is in text format. I need to convert it to first to a currency. After that, I'll basically create a new column called custom column, and price in million. So I'm going to multiply the price by 1,000. I'm going to do fast, okay? Just see how this is done. And this is the price column. And I don't need the older price one now. I just going to rid of it. And the next thing is time is there, date is there, country is there. Perfect. Now I go to file and close and apply. It will do the loading part of my data. Now the data will be loaded. Right? So I'm going to create a space dashboard. I need a bigger dashboard now. So I'm going to change the format of my canvas, right? I'm going to make a bigger dashboard. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert my setting. This is a 16 by 9 size canvas. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to need a width of, width is fine. I need a height of 3000 pixel, something like this, right? I know it might look, it might not look nice, but once it is done, it will look nice, right? Trust me, right? And this background, I'm going to change a little bit ash color. No. Here, guys, some of the visuals that I'm going to use has some, it's not on PNG format. So therefore, I'm going to change the color. So some of the visuals I have it in ash color format. The hex code of that ash color format is called F7, 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 right? It's like RGBs 427, 247, 247, 247, and I have got the color, and the transformation should be 0. And you can see it become a little bit uh, gray color, right? Now I'm going to add some components now. Right? The first thing is I'm going to add I'll be adding this one. This is my title. Yep, all the way up to here. Space. And I think my data, let's see how much data I have. I have data from 1957 to should have more. It's showing the first 1000 only. That's why I like this. 1957 to I should have data up until since this is showing only the first thing, I can't show you at the moment. Right. Okay, I'm gonna have this one, and this is the space dashboard. I'm gonna put another image, this one. I'm gonna make it bigger, like this. Perfect. Right. And what I will do next is I will add some cards here. There are something called cards. I'm gonna add some cards now. So I'll go to insert visuals. I'll add a card. This is called a card. Reduce it. In the card, what I will add is I'll add how many countries involved. I'm going to get the count of countries, listing count of countries. Right. So this one, I'm going to remove the background and I'm going to add the border. So maybe we can give a light background, something like this. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get another visual and I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put how many companies involved, count of companies, right? And the next thing I'm going to get how many actually missions were done, right? For that one also I can get this one and count of missions. I'm going to get the count of missions. Right? More than 4,445 missions were there, count of missions. And the next thing is I'm going to get this one. I will get how many rockets were there. 400 rockets were there. And I'll get how many retired rockets there, right? So I can use a filter for that one. I'm getting how many active rockets are there. This is called active rocket. 2 rockets, and I can also get the retired rockets. Retired rockets. Retired rockets, and at the end, let's get the total amount all has been spent on these explorations, right? So we have the price in millions, and yeah, sum of price spent on this exploration is there, right? And the next thing is this one. We can go to over here, and all these cards has been. I'm gonna line it now properly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This thing. Don't worry, I'm gonna teach all these things. Right? I just want to show you the possibilities, right? Right. And next, I'll add some clustered bar chart here. So this one, I'm going to add the country and the count of missions, right? No need of background, right? Only thing is I'm going to need a different color for my this thing. Perfect. Let's see how much spent by the country. Right. Let's see how many rockets by the countries as well. Right. Let's see how many rockets by the country. Right. We'll get all these details. Right. After that, I'm going to add a few more things, right? I'll add another visual, another image, which is this one. For this one, I'll add another image as to make it look nice. Okay. Okay, for this one, I'll add rocket and how much cost given for the rocket, each rocket. This one, there are some changes has to be done. The first thing is to be white. Title has to be white. Yeah, and I copied this one. I think color has to be a little bit different because we can't see the bar. Maybe something like this. Right, so yeah, with this we can identify how many countries are actually on active status. Retired, I'll color on a different color. Yeah, like this. Two versus retired, right? And here actually we can make this little bigger. I'm going to show how much we spend for the retired products, right? I will show you how much we spend for the retired product at all total products, right? So this has to be white and bigger. Yeah, right. Right. So we did that too as well. Let's do a few more things, just one more visual. So I'm going to add another interesting visual. Before that, I'm going to add a card. There's something called card here. I'm going to add the card and I'm going to put a visual inside of a card, right? I'm going to need a card for that one. Right. For this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the image, which is this one. Yeah, you can see, right? We can add a GIF to a Power BI report like this. This is called a GIF. Yeah, that's how you make your report look nicer, right? And I'll add just a donut chart only on the bottom. So donut chart, I'll just add mission status on the legend and count of missions as the value. And slice spacing, I'll just reduce this one. Is success one green color, right? Failures red color. Others I'll just keep it as it is. And the no background. I'll just add the image on top of that one. Yeah. So you're done with our dashboard, right? So only few tweaks are needed. So trust me, I'm going to bring all of you to this level before the end of the session. I'm going to bring all of you to this level, more than this actually. So this is just a simple dashboard. This is a very simple dashboard. I'll get you all how you can develop a different dashboard level, difficult dashboard, right? Yeah. So we are done with our dashboard and we can simply just publish this one now. Okay. That is our space dashboard. Right, guys. We're done with our dashboard. So this is how you create a dashboard. Simple but interesting looking dashboard, right? So with that, I'll stop my sharing, right? So go through the recording. I've shared with the documents as well. Go to the record and try to create this on your own, right? So I know a little bit fast because we have limited time because I have another session at 8 p.m. I have to start. So that's why I did it fast. So any question from anyone? Saflan, Sahil, Kavita, I'm sure, Chatura, Amal. All good?
It's great to join with you, and
Yeah.
Thanks, Saflan.
yeah,
Right. So,
inshallah.
thank you. Right. Okay. So, any other thing that you need to clarify before we wrap up the session, wind up the session about Power BI or
This
what?
week we need to join 5:30. We have
Five
to do
actually.
five, sir,
Five. Five, yeah. If
because
it's bit difficult, we can just adjust to 5:30.
yeah,
Mm, yeah.
because
If possible,
I'm joining from Saudi Arabia, so that is the reason. So once after my duty in Sunday, we are on duty. In
If
here,
that's the
you
case, let's yeah.
today is the
Mhm. If that's the case, we can have a discussion with the team, and we can always positive, we're positive on those things, and we can adjust accordingly.
possibility. Much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. So that's about it. And also, like, yeah, in terms of payment, guys. So if you are not planning to join because of the payment, don't do that because we have like plans for that one. Like, don't miss the next session. But if you are willing to join, please join. We can discuss about the payments and all those things later on. Right? So yeah.
Thank
Any
you,
other
thank
question? Thank you, Shafin.
you.
Yeah. Amal, Sanjeev, anything? Chatura? Okay. Right. So if there's nothing,
For the
I'll
pay,
find out soon. And yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. For the payment, we need to discuss with the coordinators, huh?
yeah. She's actually working on the payments. I mean, the institute is working on behalf of that one. I just come as a lecturer, so you need to discuss on that one.
Thank
But they are flexible on that one. You can
Yeah,
if you have some troubles, you can just let me know. I'll inform to them.
thank you. Okay. Not
Okay. Right, everyone. So if there's no more further questions, and thank you for joining the session, right? Much appreciated. And yeah, we'll send you the recording by tomorrow
for you
morning
also.
because we need. Sorry, Sarlan, I didn't hear properly.
No, I said thank you for you also.
Okay, thanks. Right, see you on the next day then. And yeah, all the very best. Good
Uh,
night.
thank you. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye. Bye. Good night.